Hello guys and welcome to episode 4 of my Rome 2 Total War campaign, Caesar in Gaul, playing as the Romans. Today I am stuck still in a winter that is going to last forever, as far as it looks, and it's kind of annoying, but not much I can do about it. We're just going to have to wait it out and amass our money in the meantime. Now, thanks to a lot of you in the comments of the last video, we worked out together that each of these particular technologies actually cost money, but only take one turn in order to research. So, I need to get the dignitary one. This particular one here, repay debts. And I'm only going to do it once I've saved up 2,000, so I'm going to stop wasting money on troops and on buildings, and we can save up to pay for that particular technology. And then thus I'll be able to get dignitaries, and it will make my expansion a lot quicker because I will be able to change the culture of my provinces. Anyway, in the meantime, let's just have a look. It doesn't look like all three of my armies can do anything due to the winter, but my spy still sitting next to Sego Dunham. Sorry about the lag, the snow is making it awfully spiky, if that's even a term. I can sort of look around the map, but then it lags, and then when I stop it goes up to 40 FPS, and then it goes down to 10 when I slightly move the camera. It's very strange. Anyway, hopefully it will balance itself out as we continue. But for the meantime, it looks like we're just going to have to click end turn. Okay, still in winter. Motivated populace though in Serbia. Wonderful stuff. So again, I'm going to have to leave my general there, although I'm really tempted to recruit a champion, but I can't even do that yet because I don't have the technology, and I'm still saving up money, so that would be a waste anyway. We can't do anything again, so let's click end turn. And finally, the harsh winter has stopped. Unseasonal conditions. This province is experiencing unusual seasonal conditions. Late spring. Wonderful. Then we got household expands. +1 authority while leading a fleet when admiral. That's for this guy, but yeah, he's not going to lead a fleet for a while. Either way, finally the winter has stopped, so we can grab Caesar, and he can start travelling back towards Turicum, where he was going before. Hopefully my men... Oh, I moved the wrong army, god damn it. Okay, well, we'll move him back with forced march stance, and Caesar can move in his place. See, that's not affecting, or not giving me attrition anymore, which is good. I might force march up to border. Oh, he's already in forced march stance, sorry. I did not notice. Anyway, this army here has made this place very happy. Hopefully, he can move out. Nope, it's going to go down to -3 still. But that will take 40 turns in order to rebel. And it looks like next turn I might be able to get away with getting the dignitaries, and then the culture conversion will sort out the happiness in time, hopefully. But either way, I don't think this army is big enough to attack anyone. Like the Ruteni, this army's way too big. We've got the Averni up here. Again, they've got a huge army. I can't deal with that with 4 units of legionaries. That just doesn't work. Anyway, so what we can do now is just once again press the end turn button. I'm not going to mess about. I realise that I only have 4 or 5 settlements, so I'm not going to spend loads of time going through all of the different options. Let's go to the normal stance here and head towards the Tulingai.
At once. Finding shelter.
So, Turicum's in our sights, and hopefully we'll be able to take it next turn. And we've also got enough money to research dignitaries, so that's exactly what I am going to do. Sorry about that little glitch in the game. I had to quickly restart my recording. But either way, research is set. We are going to move on to the next turn immediately. Only change in happiness to worry about in terms of event messages, and the cattle trader has been finished in Mediolanum, so that will increase our income slightly, I believe, especially if we upgrade this to a herding ground. But we're not going to do that yet because we need the money for the technology. So let's click end turn and then recruit a dignitary next turn. Okay, so set my men to normal stance because I thought it would be likely as soon as I stepped foot in their land that they would attack me and try and force me out again. That is exactly what's happened. It looks like I'm going to have to go up against this army of short swords that they have rebuilt over the winter, because I basically crushed the Tulingai and then the winter came and completely wrecked my army. And I couldn't take advantage of the fact that they had very depleted forces. But now they've managed to re-recruit all their men, and although they don't have as many slingers, which is nice, they have a lot of short swords, which reasonably match my legionaries. The lucky thing for me, I have a lot of catapults, so I've got the 3 Ornigas, or 4 Ornigas and 4 ballistas, and then I've also got 1 more unit of cavalry than their main army. But they also are being reinforced by some Oathsworn and another set of Oathsworn, so 2 generals, which could hurt a lot if I get them into direct engagements with my legionaries. So I'm going to have to take the initiative here and attack them before they regroup with their reinforcements. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battle map. So here we are. We've got our legionaries ready and waiting for battle. We're going to basically select all of these lot, so that's like 7 units, and we're going to put them in a straight line. We're going to keep 2 units on 1 in each flank, with our artillery in the middle. We're going to keep my skirmishers actually on one side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use them to pepper the enemy forces as they come towards us, and they will be supported by the Celtic warriors on the left. Then on the right, I'm going to have my horses, and they can advance through the forest, and meanwhile my general can sit directly in the middle. So there we go, there's my army. We got our rabble on the left, legionaries with our ballistas and so on, and then the light horse on the right. So let's start the battle and see how this goes. So we should be able to select my army, and I could possibly start moving them up onto this hill, which would have been a nice idea to do before starting the battle.
Unclean and not suitable for the delicate ears of honest soldiers. Prepare.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Well, Caesar gave a little speech there. I think I'm going to leave my army as it is. I think reforming it now would be a big mistake. Let's get the horsemen into the forest, and we can select the targets for these ballistas. So I'm going to select these short swords to be fired upon, and the Ornigas, well, they can fire on this short sword unit here. So explosive shots coming in, hopefully tear apart their units before they get towards us. Really hoping to do a serious amount of damage here before they engage us. That was a very nice hit there. Gonna change their targets though onto a different set of
Our
soldiers.
hidden units have been discovered.
Orders!
So I'm gonna send 2 of my horseman units to charge towards their Celtic light horse. We're being flanked, and luckily I've got this legionary unit here to engage them. Although that was a bit of a mistake because I should have probably braced for impact rather than charging towards them.
Skirmishers! Get ready! Aye!
But luckily for us, we have our cavalry supporting, and we managed to get a nice hammer and anvil there into the back of those horsemen as they engage my infantry. Then we can break off the legionaries now and charge into the side of this advance. But it looks like all my men are currently being engaged.
Legionaries!
We're going to actually turn off the formation attack
As you command!
now that they are in combat.
Yours to command!
And that should help us hold the front line.
Skirmishers!
Now we have one of our units being charged on the left actually. One of these Celtic light horse has engaged my 2 units of Celtic warriors and actually done a serious amount of damage, but luckily for me, that is all it is. It's just Celtic warriors, so I'm not too concerned about their losses. Now our cavalry is completely free on this side, we can begin to charge into their slingers and so on.
We hunger for blood and battle! Riders ready!
If their cavalry also engages us at the front, that will be very handy. I'm going to stop these catapults and ballistas firing because they are probably doing quite a lot of damage to my own men. And it looks like we are doing well to run down their missile forces. At the front, our men are holding fast and gradually routing a lot of their troops. And we can begin to chase after them, but I think I'm just going to use my cavalry for that matter, which are sweeping across the back of the battlefield here, as you can see. Glorious battle this has been. I really like the way the enemy engaged me exactly where I was positioned. It looks really cool. And my legionaries actually held position until I told them to break formation attack. Now here we've got the noble horse actually engaged with one of my legionary units. That could end badly if I don't reinforce them. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to swing round this legionary unit that's actually standing behind them. We're going to charge into the back, and while my cavalry continues to clean up some of these forces. We also have our Celtic warriors here. They can run pretty fast. I can probably get them to chase down some units. These 2 units, or 3 units of legionaries, can help out killing this noble horse unit completely surrounded now. So I'm going to get these onagers to start firing on the Oathsworn that I'm a bit worried about. And in the meantime, what I can do is select my skirmishers and tell them to attack them. And the Oathsworn have retreated. I'm actually going to continue this battle. I'm going to get Julius Caesar to run down that general. Should get a nice volley into the back of some of these guys. And they are going to take continued missile fire from the ballistas and catapults.
The enemy general is dead.
I'm going to change the target of the catapults and ballistas now to fire on the second Oathsworn unit. And then get my cavalry to swing back around towards them. As soon as my cavalry arrive, I will stop the ballistas firing.
One of our units has used all its
And
ammunition.
hopefully
Our
we can
general is
kill
under
the general
attack.
of this unit as well. So I need to stop these skirmishers firing in case they kill some of my own men. Last thing I need is a skirmisher unit to accidentally throw a javelin in the back of Julius Caesar's head, and that would not end very well.
Horsemen!
Okay, so let's stop these onagers and ballistas now. My cavalry can continue to charge at the enemy.
Riders ready!
So I'm gonna move the unit through the men, and then I'll tell them to attack, and they should pick their targets that way a lot easier. And that is pretty much destroying their entire army. We can stop these legionaries running. They're not going to catch after these guys. These guys don't have armor, so I think they actually run faster because of that, but I'm not entirely sure. That might just be me bullshitting. But either way, the legionaries won't catch them up. And hopefully we have killed enough of these men in order to kill this general. If not, it's now the turn of Caesar to come and have a go at that unit.
The enemy general is dead.
I think I've heard that 3 times now, which would suggest all 3 generals are dead, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm just going to speed up the rest of the battle now, and hopefully I will have done my job well. Okay, and with those guys running off the field, I'm actually going to quit the battle here. It's going to be a close victory. We lost 739 men, but they lost 2,443. So I think although we lost quite a lot of men, that was quite a good victory for us. Well, actually a very good victory for us, and we did definitely kill both of the extra generals that were helping throughout that battle and the general of the main army. So we dealt a massive blow this turn, and it means that next turn, once the turn completes, we will be able to take their town. But for now, we're going to kill the captives, continue on our way. So repay debt has been complete, and we've got a mission successful because we defeated the Howling Wolves in battle. So now what we're going to do is select a new technology. We'll probably continue towards common weights and measures, and then from there we can go towards happiness buildings. Now, let's grab Julius Caesar and attack Turicum, but it looks like the Tumult are going to get in the way first, and we're going to have to defeat them once again before taking their town from them. So let's go ahead, jump straight in. So I really enjoy playing as the Romans in battle, and it was a shame that in the last episode I didn't actually get much of a chance to do so because of the weather conditions caused by the campaign map. This time though, it's still snowy, but it's supposed to be spring, so we are able to have all of these battles today, which is very nice, and I am enjoying it a lot, and hopefully you guys are as well. But let's not spend too much time talking about what I like and actually get on with the battle. So I'm going to select all of these legionaries that are slightly depleted and make them my front wall. Then we're going to have one of my less depleted units behind and on the other side as well. They can reinforce where needed. Now the other legionary units that are left over, or I think it's just only this one, can stand in the middle behind the rest, because I don't want any of my units being fully destroyed, because I want them to be replenished over time. Then we can get our cavalry up on the left. We can move our artillery forwards as well, and we can also get our skirmishers and the Celtic warriors together on one side. Awesome. So our army is ready once again. We'll select it. I'm actually going to set all the Romans to a formation group.
To stand against us, the might of Rome. Have they no sense? Or do they crave
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Yeah. Caesar giving another speech. The ballistas are already in range, so they're forced to attack me. I'm going to set that to explosive rounds, and hopefully we will be able to take advantage of them being so close together. The other units have run into range, and now I can aim at them. Now my horses are actually covered by line of sight, so the enemy can't see them, and that's why they're actually hidden. I really like this mechanic in Rome 2, and I think it's very understated though. It could work a little bit better, like this unit is actually revealed to the enemies, whereas these two aren't. But just by moving it back a little bit there, they now can't see it. But I don't know why being just a little bit further up they could, because technically they couldn't. But I really like that they've tried to add something like that into this particular game. And hopefully I'll get to use it in this battle. So as the enemy engages my front line, I can just charge my horses over the hill and down into the side of them, as my Celtic warriors actually can run from the trees, supported by the skirmishers, and kill the rest of the units. Now obviously this is a completely unfair fight, but if they had a big army, this would be a very effective strategy in order to flank the enemy effectively. So I just really love the versatility that the Roman armies have. So I've got this huge front wall that they're just going to charge into. Then on this side I've got my Celtic warriors and skirmishers ready to run in from one side, and as my horses can run down from the other. So my skirmishers have engaged, and now we're going to come down and charge into these short swords. That's going to crush that unit. Now we don't want to get fully engaged, and wow, that was very close. I nearly hit my own cavalry with missile fire. Fortunately, I did not, but they did cause one of the units to need a rout completely, the horses. So that was an effective charge. Now it's time to engage the enemy on this side. I'm going to send all three of these legionary units to charge towards the Oathsworn. We've also got an engagement on the right side here with my Celtic warriors engaging their short swords. The Celtic warriors being supported by the skirmishers is actually helping a lot. The skirmishers on this side, which can actually fire, are throwing and killing the enemy forces very easily, which is helping us a lot with this engagement. Now, we have been charged up the hill by short swords. I didn't see that coming at all, so that was a bit silly by me. So we're just going to run our horses away and bring them all the way round to the back of my army. And we're now going to start firing these ballistas towards this army here. So by bringing the horsemen round behind my army, it's going to make this army charge straight into the front of it. It looks like we actually have a really nice aim here from the skirmishers to throw into the side of this Oathsworn unit, which is going to help out a lot with these legionaries, because these legionaries are being chunked so hard right now by direct engagement with Oathsworn. It's not something you ever really want to do. Now we don't want to let these Celtic skirmishers engage my legionaries from range, so I'm actually going to charge towards them now and force them to either attack me or just leave me alone. Now one of them I'm going to have to break off actually. A couple of these legionary units can peel off to cover the catapults. Catapults though, well, I'm actually not going to be able to do much with them.
Has used all its ammunition.
We managed to kill the general of the Oathsworn unit though, and thus the unit disbanded. And now we can use those 3 units that are left to help with the engagement in the centre. It looks like we're going to run through these men very easily because they're only skirmishers. And hopefully once the cavalry has mopped up these units of short swords, we can run down the rest of the men. But it doesn't look like we're going to have to, as the battle has actually ended. But it might be worth me running down the garrison forces just to make the occupation of the city that little bit easier. So I'll get get Caesar involved again to clean up. I'm not actually going to end it here because I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. So let's quit the battle. Decisive victory. 344 losses for us. 1,359 for the enemy. Stabbed him straight in the neck. And a joyous victory for us. Going to kill the captives once again. And Julius Caesar has increased in rank.
We hunger for battle.
So now we can upgrade his tactician to give us extra campaign map movement range. It's always useful. And +4 melee defense skill for all units is also useful. Now we can head straight towards Turicum. I'm not going to fight this on the battle map, mainly because it's completely in our favour and it's basically a boring battle to fight. All I would do is just clump my legionaries through a gap and run down their Celtic skirmishers. So we're going to auto-resolve this assault with an aggressive stance. And Caesar can take over Turicum. Wonderful. So we're going to actually occupy the settlement. And the 2 Lingai are destroyed. So that gives us complete control of Helvetia, which is going to help a lot because I can now issue an edict of bread and games to control the public order. We're also going to convert the buildings to make sure that they are of my culture. Now one can become farm and the other one is going to turn itself into a Roman iron village. Now I want to also recruit a dignitary this turn, but it looks like we're going to need 1,100, so I might actually cancel the conversion of this farm for now and actually afford that instead. So this is already 56% Roman. Over here it's 66% Celtic. So in order to dislodge this army, I'm going to recruit the dignitary on this side of the map. And that should start the culture conversion nicely. But that is unfortunately my time. So we've had a couple of really nice battles today. I really like the way they've looked and the way that my soldiers have been laid out and the tactics used. I've really enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully it's come across to you guys and hopefully you've enjoyed it too, because I honestly really liked what went on today. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.